WF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of elevation, just passing the team over here might finish out. Bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions. Fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Eagle-Eyed Football and welcome back to Transfer Weekly episode 10. And you might be thinking, hold on, this is a live stream. What's happening? Number one, there wasn't enough stuff to make a video about. So we're doing it live, so you can pad it out a little bit. Two, it's been 10 weeks, which sounds crazy. And we've done nothing still, really, in the grand scheme of things. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a bit of a stream. Let's get everyone else involved. So we will be interacting with chat as we go. And to be fair, I haven't been on a stream in a while. So I thought, yeah, we'll do it this way anyway. So as always, with any streams, we'll big up everyone around the panel. So Rich, how's it going? I know you was on the stream earlier, but how's it going since then?
Yeah, not too bad. Also, listen, welcome back to you as well. Like, officially back. You know, how's obviously paternity leave. Gave you a nice extended one as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. But no, I'm good. I am good myself. Still looking at potential flights and trying to see if I can finesse the away leg for us to win the competition, but we'll see.
I mean, I had a look. We discussed it a little bit earlier, but if you put everything into account, you got the away season ticket holders, you got the HF, you got all them, man. I bet you the tickets won't even get down to us. It'll only be about 600.
Probably not.
So I wouldn't be too worried about it. If you're in the HF and you want the higher ranking Donnies, or if you've got an away season ticket, I wouldn't get your hopes up, if I'm honest. But Dan, how are you?
Yeah, good. I'll go work in about 25 minutes, so there is that. But other than that, I'm all good.
Cool. Well, let's jump straight into it. So today we got, a little bit of everything. So some actual news, some updates, and then some hear me outs. The person who is a hear me out is in the thumbnail. So if you guys want to put your guesses in the chat before we actually get to that point, then please do so. But first off, we have Rich with the updates on what hasn't happened.
Yeah, and don't stress about the overlays, by the way. Because I realized that because I'm uploading the video, if I go off it to try clicking overlays, it would be a headache. But anyway, updates. So one of the biggest updates so far is regarding Evan Gassand. So this has been a saga in itself. Early on last week, there were reports that a Saudi side called Neom had put in a bid of 30 million euros for Gassand. He publicly rejected them, even though the offer was accepted. He said he doesn't want to move to Saudi. He'd rather move to the Premier League. Which then brings us to the picture. And it's been reported that initially we had put in a bid of 20 million with a 10% of that to be paid up front, which was rejected.
2 million up front.
2 million.
We're broke. Hey, yo, Dear Monday ain't happening ever.
So that was what was reported. Today, the Palace Way, they got put on exclusive saying that Palace are nearing an agreement for the Nice forward. And also, allegedly, Florian Maurice in a press conference confirmed that there's knee pains for Gassand, which means he's unavailable for Wednesday's game, which literally means basically don't cup tie him. That's literally what it is. So it looks like this is gathering pace. The fact that he's not involved in Wednesday's game means he's probably not going to get cup tied, which means that if he signs for us, he can play for us in Europe.
I mean, not to cut into your bit, but I did see a thing about 20 minutes ago saying that there's been a lot of progress in the last few hours, and Palace are very confident in getting this deal done.
Nice. Good. Very good player.
I mean, the team that we're buying him from is nice, to be fair.
Absolutely. So yeah, hopefully we get that over the line. I think if you look at this potential transfer as well, if we get it done before Eze goes, we've got the caveat that if Eze doesn't leave, we've added to our squad depth. And if he does leave, we've already got the replacement and we're not like scrambling around. So that's a plus. Also, if Ebbs was to leave first, other teams will know like, oh, there's a bit of money there and inflate their prices. So that is the first one that's concerned. Next up, Jan Bissek. Now, I don't know what to make of this one because this one came out of the blue. All right, Jan Bissek, Inter Milan centre back. We were rumoured in for him. In a report that comes out from, I think it was from Richard Romano, it says, Bissek does not want to go to Crystal Palace. His intention is to stay at Inter. So at first you're thinking, he's rejected us, so on and so forth. It wasn't necessarily, and I think it got lost in translation. What it was is that he wanted to fight for his place at Inter Milan. He wanted to stay and fight for his place and prove himself to Christian Chivu, which is fair enough. Since then, however, we have actually made a bid. He is more open to make the move, but that bid has been rejected. We bidded 32 million euros into 140, including that. So that's where we're at with Bissek. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. Once again, does that impact on Mark Gay's situation? Once again, don't know. But it will be good to get these players in before we lose players. Three more updates. Hayden Hackney. He was he'd accepted over £20 million for Ipswich. I think he might have taken a tour around Ipswich, said the town centre's dead. Whatever it is, I don't know. That goes
the nightlife is dead.
He rejected Ipswich Town. I don't know why. That's all they've said. He's rejected, which obviously still leaves the door open to a potential Premier League move, and we are one of those clubs that are interested in signing him. Last two updates. David Ozo, he has gone back on loan to Derby County, so we wish him all the best with that. And lastly, Rangers signed Mikey Moore from Spurs on loan for a year with the option to buy. So what does that mean for Jez?
With the option to buy? Wow, I'm surprised about
that. Because obviously it was alleged that Rangers wanted him on a year loan from us, and where we want, I think, 10 million plus upfront. So obviously we rejected the loan move. Whether or not that means he comes, another team comes in, because I think Southampton and Wolves, I believe, were the other two teams that were interested in Jez. As it stands, we don't know where Jez will be moving. So there are your updates.
Cool. Dan, do you want to take us through some comments about the updates?
Yes.
Before we go on to your segment.
Okay, so big up Dog, big up Tim. Curious to see the takes on the stream. Not sure anyone's satisfied right now. Big up 3-star Reds. As far as fan Dog, what are the signings Palace fans want to see it as part of the summer? At the moment, I think we just want to see some signings. To be honest,
to be fair, Dan
Mbappe
Ndoye
would be nice.
Them. Dan Ndoye was one of them, but he's gone. So
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think certainly an attacker, a midfielder, defender, probably cover for Mitchell as well, and then anything else really.
Bakayoko, Diamonde, just to name two.
Big up Colin, big up Spiritual, big up Ree. We've got Peter Parker, and Miles Morales on the stream today. I'm not sure who Miles Morales is, so I'm not sure. Big up Chairman.
It could be me or you, Dan.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Wait, you actually don't know who Miles Morales is, or you don't know who they're referring?
Who's Miles Morales?
It's Black Spider-Man.
Oh, fair enough. All right, fair enough. Parish removed everything about the comments. So what does this mean? I think it means Parish had a word and was like, take that down.
Absolutely. You can't be looking like interested in that competition whilst we're peeing.
No, absolutely. Chairman saying quickest way to Fredrikstad is via Gatwick. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to get to, but I think we might be able to be a bit flexible. Hopefully, what is there to talk? What is there? What is there to talk about?
What is a
Palace don't-
transfer?
What's a
Unless
window?
it's free.
To be honest, I feel like with the news coming out with the Palace way, I feel like it's a bit more concrete now, personally, than the Eze stuff. I feel like the Eze stuff's a bit more wishy-washy for me. Let's see some other comments. Fort Glasser wants to do some business early, and again, Palace recruitment have ballers sit on their hands until deadline day. Can't remember who said it. I think Cole might have said it in one of his things, but I know that obviously we were trying to, and I think he said that he was a bit strange that a couple of them hadn't been done yet, because they would happen regardless of whether in the Conference League or Europa League. Let's have a look about some more. Dog thinks it might be Megamind on the thumbnail.
I mean, that's what my dad thought.
I think there isn't a big up, Mary. I think there is an element of the Europa League in it, but then I do think there are probably some deals I feel like that could be done regardless, to be honest. And yeah, absolutely, Tim. I agree. We got to be serious with Gessa. I started watching him properly today. Very good player. Very good player. I like the look of him. Spiritual thinks that Bisek is just another Chalobah. I've not seen Bisek, so I don't really know anything about him, to be honest.
I would say he's better than Chalobah, but I think just on that, I can understand that sentiment, because if we're gonna get a centre back in, we need to be thinking, get one that's good enough to displace one of our starting three. That's how we should be thinking. And that's why, obviously, when you look at the Diomande links that we had before, if we've messed up and then go to a Bisek, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? So I can understand that.
Mm-hmm. Durfez, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I hope you're okay. And well, I hope everything works itself out.
16 years.
16 years, that's a long time.
100%.
All I'm going to say is to you, Durf, is keep fighting. If there's something to just keep fighting, man. That's so. Because I'm 11 years through, and trust me, I've had some ups and downs in my marriage as well. And
I mean, I'm nearly 8 years.
Huh?
I'm 7 years now, so I'm getting there.
You're 1 year married, babe. But I don't think people fight for their marriages anymore. It's almost as if, like, nowadays it's just, let's just quit. Obviously, if there's like serious things that are going, like serious bad stuff happening, fair enough. But if there's any glimmer of hope to fight for it, fight for it. 16 years is incredible anyway. So yeah, I wish you all the best with it.
Yeah, wish you all the best, mate. Big up MB99. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. To be honest, Aina was someone that I wanted at Palace, and Murillo, I think, is a brilliant defender. Is Sosa not the Mitchell cover? Did I say so? I meant right wing back. Sorry, not left wing back. My bad. Sosa, another one. I watched a few of his games back at Torino today. Just seems like solid cover, to be honest, and a slightly different output to Mitchell.
I know it's not in the transfer weekly, but I saw one thing. I'm pretty sure it's nonsense, but apparently a Saudi club bidded 62 million for Munoz. I know it's a load of rubbish, but just putting that question to you guys, would you take that? I would.
That's a no-brainer. I mean,
62. Yeah. I'm sorry. He's unreal, but
62
now that we've won the FA Cup.
You with a 62 mil, you could go out there and get someone like Sacha Boué or someone like that who, I think Munoz is quality.
He's 28 as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 68. You can't say
that. Yeah. Exactly.
Tim said no.
Big up Winters Gate. Thank you for tuning in. I will skip over just the Conference League stuff for the moment, just because we got a lot on there. Yeah. So,
Yeah, do you want to take us through the play that you're doing today?
Mr. Okay, you know what I'm going to do, right? I am going to show you on SofaScore who I'm talking about. And that is Mr. Bilal El Khannouss. Okay. Now, who is he? How well can you see it? I tell you what, let me zoom in a little bit. So who is he? He's a 21-year-old Moroccan player who plays for Leicester City. I believe he has a release clause. I don't know what that is, but I know they signed him for around about 26 mil, I think it was. So I presume it'll be something along those lines. Attacking midfielder. If we scroll down to his heat map, as you can see here, in that forward position on the left-hand side, so you'd be thinking, okay, that's Eze's side. But, and I'm going to switch to another screen in a minute, but before I do that, this was his heat map when he was at Genk, which is a team he was at before he went to Leicester. And you can see there he was able to play on both sides there for them. Now, I think he's a very, very good player. And why is that not? Oh, there it is. Sorry. So, and I think he's such a good player that, and this is a shameless plug, I did do a thread on him. I did a thread on him however long ago it was. I think it was for last summer. So Bilal El Khannouss.
He's very two-footed, I know that.
He is two-footed, so he skip all that bit out. So like I said, plays on both sides of the pitch. And he did that consistently when he was at Genk as well. So and obviously I think that's really important for our team because, well, when we had Elise and Eze, they used to mix it up a bit. Sometimes Elise would drift to that left-hand side. Sometimes Eze would drift to that right-hand side. Sometimes they'd be clustered in the middle together. They would look for any opportunity to make an overload anywhere along that front line. And I'm not going to scroll down any further, actually, so I didn't realise that would be playing. But he is a fantastic dribbler. And also what I like about his dribbling is that he is very purposeful with his dribbling. So he won't just dribble for the sake of dribbling. It'll very much be a tool that he'll use to try and hurt teams as much as possible. If he sees space, he's going to try and run into it. And with that in mind, he's also very, very press resistant as well. So obviously we saw Eze drop into the midfield a lot of the time last season. He'd be very happy doing that. He'd be very happy picking that ball up, turning, and then playing off each other. And then he's also very good at passing as well. He's I tell you what, let me read what I put. So his passing. What are you guys laughing about? But he's
this comment from MB99.
I was trying to stay composed. Sorry, continue.
What was I saying? Yeah, and also his passing as well is excellent. Like he's able to he threads a lot of passes through the back line. He did that a lot of Genk, lots of through balls, so that teams were able to exploit that space in behind. Obviously, for us, again, that's such a good trait because we try and generate that space in behind the defensive line, and if we've got a player who's able to play through balls into that area, and then you got someone like Ismail Assar or Ghassan running into that space, that's a really good thing for us and a squeaky bum time for the opponents. In addition to that, he's also very good on set pieces. He's very solid at taking good corners, arguably something that we have possibly lacked, maybe, I think some people would argue. And also just another free kick taker that we can add to our to our repertoire, and that's whether he's taking a shot, whether he's taking a deep cross, and he's just causing chaos in that box area. He's able to do that too. Very, very technically aware, and I think as well. I think he's he's played at Leicester now, so he's got a year's worth of experience at Leicester in the Premier League. And to be honest, let's all be honest, Leicester were terrible last season, and I thought he was probably their best player. And that's in spite of the fact he was his first season in the Premier League, and like I said, he's only 20 years old, so he's adapted, I think, very quickly and very well to it. And next season, regardless of whoever he plays for, he's going to be able just to go pretty much like that. Obviously, you need to work out the system and stuff, but in terms of adapting to Premier League football, not at all. He can come in straight away. Pause. And then and also another thing that I think maybe gets overlooked is that he's actually got European experience as well. He played a lot of European football when he was at Genk, because Genk are the kind of team that generally will play European football each year. So he's also got that in his locker as well, which a lot of our players can't say that they've got. So, yeah, overall, I think El Khannouss is a really, really good player. I would have him, and where he would fit in, he would be, if Eze went, he would be there, because I play, assuming we got Gessan, I would put Gessan on the right-hand side. I'd put Eze/Khannouss on the left-hand side, and then I would let them kind of mingle with each other, move wherever they need to on the pitch to create overloads, and then I think they can, between them, absolutely ruin teams. And especially if we're on the counter as well, with two players like that, two players who are exceptional dribblers, and another one who's an exceptional passer of the ball, especially like threaded passes. I think that can be really deadly. And then obviously then you've got someone like Sarr who can maybe add something slightly different to come on if we do need it. Like I said, I think that is if Eze goes. If Eze doesn't go, I can't see that happening personally. But yeah, I've been a big fan of Khannouss for a while, and I still am.
Just to clarify, Dan, so are you saying, let's just say Ebbs goes?
Yeah.
Are you saying we must get two players?
Yes.
Because that's my mindset of it. If Ebbs goes, I think we need Gessan and El Khannouss. Yeah,
I think we need an attacking mid regardless, and then obviously if Eze goes, we need his replacement. That's how I see it, because I think with Gessan we'll upgrade on Sarr, and then Eze obviously we'll either got him or we got someone else.
100%.
Cool.
Oh
no, go on, JC.
No. I was just gonna say that El Khannouss has been someone that's been on both mine and Dan's radar as well, and even though it might not sound very important, but he's Moroccan. Chadi Riyad's Moroccan. A bit more of a connection in the team there as well. And I think that I'm sure that Dougie
is going to be screwed.
Yeah, I know.
But I think he's got the ability, definitely, and he's shown it in glimpses at Leicester. It's just getting that consistency now.
No, absolutely. And to answer Spiritual's question, I think Khannouss is brilliant. I think he's an excellent player. I go him, to be honest.
I reckon he'd be cheaper than McAtee, actually.
I think he would have taught. I think he would as well. So I'm not sure what his release clause is.
Nicky, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, thank you very much. I do apologize for being just a little bit late there. I was taking a long nap because, damn, I was more tired than I thought I would be following up on the weekend.
I told you would be. That's why I said after the thing, go straight to bed.
Yeah, and I did. I was out like that. But I apologize for being late, and I know I've not helped the agenda. The sleepy sentence I've already seen. So do you know what? We might as well we'll buy into it. 1 second.
So Nicky, we've got a few questions for you. So the first one is thoughts on being in today's thumbnail.
Before you answer that, I'm gonna go because I've got to go to work. So see you later, everyone.
See you later, mate. Cheers, Dan.
See everyone in the comments. Thanks for watching.
And then MB99 says thoughts on stealing my joke. And reset, scroll up. So
I'm honoured to be part of the thumbnail, JC. Honoured. Thank you. Thank you.
The dog says, "Do you I don't even know if that was bad. I just saw ninja. And I didn't know what it was. Oh no, he's talking about Euro expert. You know,
I love the way you went quickly just to fact check it.
I just had to make sure. But yeah, Euro expert's good actually. I think he actually helped me on my Transfer Weekly 2 years ago when I did per shares. I think he actually helped me with a lot of the information that I put in that video. So, you know, good guy. And also he made that video and Parish liked it. I mean, it's not outrageous to say that Parish saw that and went, "Oh, Dougie, is he on Dougie's list?" And then went, "Oh, he's on Dougie's list. Why not?" Like we might have been already looking at this guy. You never know.
The dog's calling you out.
What have I done?
He said, "What's wrong with gingers, dude?"
Listen, there's nothing wrong with gingers.
His face. The way you froze when you said that.
There's nothing wrong with gingers.
Wait, is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Is JC freezing a lot for you?
No, Jaden, no one's freezing.
Silky smooth.
Then it's the connection in my end. That's cool.
Us gingers, brother. What do you mean us? Where's your ginger hair, big man? It's all white. Ginger lives matter. Is this going to be my thing now? I hate gingers.
The ginger agenda.
No, you're actually going to be Eric Cartman now. If you know the South Park reference.
To be fair, my mum's ginger, so I could be ginger. You never know. Yeah, that is my new thing now. Anyway, let's move on very swiftly, please. Nicky, the sleepy saint of Selhurst.
Thank you, sir.
Please take us through your section of this live stream.
So this week I'm talking about Arnell Martinez, currently playing over at Girona, who plays predominantly in a right wing back position for his club. 22 years of age, has been quickly looked at by the club, or linked with the club rather, with a deal that could see Odsonne Edouard go the opposite way for around about £6 million or euros, and could very well be that we give Girona 10 million. West Ham has been reported about perhaps looking into this deal as well, but currently playing for Girona, 162 games, 9 goals, 18 assists, only just with the one red card. So that's just by overall. He's played for them in the Champions League, has given them a lot of appearances in the Copa del Rey as well. So he looks like he is their primary option right now for the right wing back position. Has also been known to drift into the centre back position when asked about as well. International, he hasn't yet broken into the senior Spanish team, but has represented under 19s, under 21s as well. His contract does expire June 2027. He signed an extension in 2024 and was signed by Girona in 2021. So he's quite a recent player in and around the Girona system. And it looks like he would be predominantly used perhaps as a second option for Daniel Munoz, because Daniel Munoz has played such a pivotal, critical part of Glasner's system. Backup for him, just in case he picks up a yellow card suspension, or he picks up an injury, because Munoz does rack up quite a fair few yellow cards during games as well. But having that option there is just better than having to rely on the 34-year-old Nathaniel Klein, who looks like he might be moving into that centre-back role as well. But it is very much a deal that could go through, with Odson Edouards, I think, being a striker that goes the opposite way. So I think this deal very much advances that role for them. They get a striker, we get a right wing back out of the deal, and it is now just going ahead as with a lot more people reporting it on social media. So there you go.
I might be wrong, but I think he might have had an assist yesterday against Wolves in their friendly. I was trying to check on SofaScore, they didn't put who assisted, which was annoying.
I didn't have it just here on my but that's because I'm just using transfer marked, and it doesn't actually count friendlies on that.
Yeah, because Herrera scored the first one. I think it might have been a cross from Martinez, but yeah,
it does is quite pacey and has been known to run down those wings, much like Munoz does when he runs into space. He's able to lose his marker, pace down the right-hand side, right down the right flank, and is able to be that guy who we can send in a ball to and who can cross it back into the box. So he's got that ability with him. Yeah, I think it's a very, very strong move that we could actually get in. It does pretty much say that Caleb Kaporho would go out on loan as well. Kaporho, who's made appearances last season at right wing back, obviously, definitely again, he made his debut against Arsenal, I believe, in the League Cup when Munoz was suspended. And then I think he did play again for the second game that weekend against Arsenal as well. So, yeah, I think Martinez would be a class addition to Palace. 22 years of age as well, so it keeps that average age down. We have a player there that can learn from Munoz, who can learn from the other experienced veterans at the club, especially Nathaniel Klein, and can really just do well in a position that really we have not ever seen a lot of depth in.
that makes sense.
And I mean,
You know what scares me about that deal? It's the Edouard bit. Because I can see that one just falling through.
But the thing is, though, if he's as good as a player as you guys are saying, because I don't know anything about this guy, I'm not going to lie. If he's as good as he is, wouldn't we just pay the money? If Edouard's probably worth 5 million, 10 million pounds. If it's 5 million plus Edouard, it would only be about 15, wouldn't it? So that's like a going rate for a decent player these days. If anything, that's a good deal for a good player these days.
Yeah, I think Edouard's being used as a sweetener here.
Who would want Edouard though?
They're all looking for an attacker, allegedly. Yeah. So that's we probably trucks the Edouard out. Like, listen, we can give you him.
I mean, there is all yes, I am playing devil's advocate big time here, but is Nketiah's injury that bad? Because then, do we want to let go of our only other forward that's fit right now? Bearing in mind we play Liverpool next week, and the season starts the week after that. No, is there an element of maybe keep Edouard until we get another forward in or something along those lines, or until we understand how bad Nketiah's injury is?
Something tells me Ismail Assar will be used as a centre forward. I don't think it's his best position, but just looking at systems, and Glasner did it quite a few times whenever he made subs last year.
I mean, if for example, if Ghassan comes in, that could happen. There's no reason why that wouldn't happen. But I reckon he played Ghassan up top because Ghassan he started originally as a striker, and I think he's more built as a striker. But obviously, cross fingers, you know, Mateta don't get injured. But, you know, it's just as a backup option.
No, that makes sense.
Is
Noah in the video section.
Is it there?
Yeah.
Well, next up is a video of Nate going through another right back. Rich, do you want to play it? Because it hasn't actually come up on mine.
No problem. 1 second.
Yes, people. Nate here, Eagle-Eyed Football, giving you the lowdown on Cody Drammer. The 23-year-old is currently at Hull City, where he plays as a right back or centre back. He was previously on the books at Leeds United. Now, transfer market has his value down at €3 million, which converted to pounds, I believe, should be in the ballpark of about 2.6 million. So you're looking at maybe 2.5 million. Obviously, Hull City will try and look for more than that because I believe he's quite a popular player at Hull City. I don't really know too much about him, so I'm not going to sit here and say that I've watched him for hours or I've been asking Hull City fans what they think. But I have spoken to a Leeds United fan who at work who says that he was very much hotly tipped as one of the best players to come out of the Leeds Academy a few years ago before he decided to leave and join Hull City on a free. So if we do sign him from Hull City, Leeds United will not get a sell-on fee. But Cody Drammer does play predominantly as a right back, so you could argue he could be seen as potential cover for Daniel Munoz, but he's also been known to step in at centre back, which could ease the pressure off of Jefferson Lerma, as well as the likes of the soon-to-return Chadi Riyad, Maxence Lacroix, Mark Gay, and Chris Richards. Now, in terms of likelihood of a deal, I'd say it really will depend on whether or not Palace and their appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport is successful. If so, I think Palace will be very aggressive in the market trying to make up for lost time. But obviously, arguably, there's an awful lot of, will it happen? Will it not? Time will tell. But Cody Drammer, being 23 years of age, fits the profile that Palace have been looking for the last couple of years, which is sign a player from the Championship and try and do everything we can to turn them into Premier League superstars. It's worked for the most part, but there's been one or two players that sadly didn't make the cut. The likes of Luke Plange and Malcolm Abue showed a lot of potential when they joined, but they just sadly never made the cut, unfortunately. But hopefully Cody Drammer, if he was to join Crystal Palace, and I think it's a very interesting signing that Palace are pursuing a player of Cody Drammer's capability. I think on paper it's a very smart move by the club. So if there's more on this story, we will definitely be bringing it to you on Eagle-Eyed Football. That's all from me, folks. I can't make the stream tonight, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. Up the Palace. Eagles!
Cheers, Nate, for that one. I think we've been linked with Cody Drammer for a few years now. I think that us and Leeds were linked with him a little while back. Or was he actually at Leeds? I can't remember.
He was at Leeds. He left Leeds on a free transfer, I believe.
Yeah, I think that we were looking at that, but then I think that I don't think we bought Munoz then, but I think we were just in the process of recycling Klein, Ward, and all these guys. But I think that would be a good signing. I think he's at Hull City at the moment. I think we could probably get him for a decent price as well because of his contract situation. Give him a hefty pay rise, and I'm sure that he wouldn't mind coming to us. He hasn't really played right wing back that much from what I remember. I remember he played it at Leeds, but I think they bought Junior Firpo, which sort of forced him out because they wanted to play wing backs instead of right back. But what Nate said there is very right. He can flex into that right centre back role, which would help in Cup and European football. Finally, onto the Hear Me Out player. If you guys haven't guessed it already, we're going to go through it. And there's a reason why it's a Hear Me Out player, because I don't know whether there's probably a very low likelihood that this could happen, but there's reasons behind this. But let's get into this. 29-year-old Englishman that has cheated on Ireland, Jack Grealish. I know Nicky's not happy, man. He can play left wing, attacking midfield, and Pep has forced him to play left back before. That is a fact. And he didn't do very well. And he currently plays for Manchester City. Before we even start with this one, he's got a contract which runs out at the end of next season. He is on £300,000 a week. So let me just get that one out there in the first place. So those wages are astronomical. But let's go into this a little bit more. There are two different types of Jack Grealish. There's Aston Villa Jack Grealish. Listen, it's hear me out for a reason. It's hear me out for a reason. There's two different types of Jack Grealish. There's Jack Grealish from Manchester City. All right.
Sorry, continue, sorry.
Listen, I turned off the comments for a reason when I started talking, yeah? I've not got the comments on my screen. I turned them off because I knew it was going to come. I just need... I've got to view it now, don't I? I have to.
I'm going to send it myself.
No. You have to be here. You must.
I can't stop laughing.
Or mute yourself or something.
I'll do that.
Okay, so there are two different types of Jack Grealish. There's Jack Grealish at Manchester City, and then there's Jack Grealish at Aston Villa. Okay, let's talk about him at City. My guy, he's got the shackles on big time. He's not allowed to express himself whatsoever. Pep Guardiola has done a Pep Guardiola. He's told him, you see all that dribbling, all that flair? Yeah, big man, we don't do that anymore. We do pass backs. We pass back. He's trying to do it to Doku, but at least Doku's fighting for his own rights for how he wants to play football. So he's got no dribbling, which is his bread and butter when it comes to playing football. Last season, yeah, he had only 7 starts in 20 total appearances, which isn't great. Let's be real. He was injured a little bit, but not that much to miss pretty much the whole season. 1 goal and 1 assist. Not great. Let's be real. Not great. But his bread and butter, his dribbling, what he's comfortable doing, he only had 0.7 successful dribbles every 90 minutes of football that he played. Bear in mind, some of those 90 minutes of football, some of those appearances was 3 minutes. He didn't even get on the pitch in the FA Cup final when they needed the goal. They brought on a kid. Crazy. But yes, that's not looking good. But Guardiola has taught him some stuff. He's improved his passing accuracy. His best season at Aston Villa, his pass accuracy was 83%. Last season, obviously not his best season, 91%. So a massive increase. He's also, much more positionally aware. He's got more European football since he's gone to Manchester City. But in 2020, 2021, when he actually had his great season that got him that £100 million move, he completed 2.5 dribbles per 90, which is greatly different to 0.7 from last year. 24 starts in 26 total appearances, which means he had a lot more game time to actually get that rating to come down, which shows how much he actually did dribble and how confident and successful he was because of the amount of game time he's played. He's played a lot more games and he's done a lot more dribbles, which, if anything, that 2.5 looks a lot better, so maybe even more than that. Just for a little bit of context there, that season he got 6 goals and 10 assists only in the Premier League. So I think that was like 1.4 GA per game that season, which is outstanding, really. Which sounds really good. And yes, I did say it already, but his passing accuracy went up so much because of the pass backs. Let's be real. There was a meme going around where he'd run down the wing and then just pass it back. There's a reason why it was a meme, because he did it. Let's be real. But at Aston Villa, 2020, 2021, my guy was oozing confidence. He was taking on everyone. He was clearly the best player outside the top 6. Obviously below Wilfried Zaha. But when we were actually linked with him at that time. Let me get to my overlays real quick. We were actually linked with him when they were on their way up in 2018, when Wilfried Zaha was getting huge interest from Arsenal for £50 million. We were thinking this guy is going to be the guy we're going to get in to replace Wilf. Obviously, that didn't happen because Wilf never went. But we've got like a history of trying to instigate this kind of transfer to happen. He was very good on the left, cutting in on his right foot. He can also play attacking midfield. You know, he's very good at that as well. Can drift wide to the right, which is what I'll get into a little bit more later. So he can play along the whole front line, you know, left wing, attacking midfield, and on the right wing as well. He is mainly right-footed, but his left foot isn't useless, let's say. Like, he can still do a job in that right-sided position. And him and Eze are very similar with their dribbling styles. Obviously, when Grealish is on it, he's a very good player. Like, I remember, was it the World Cup or the Euros where everyone was begging to get rid of Foden and put Grealish on? And when he came on, he was making stuff happen, like what's happening with Eze now, with Foden as well. So he can make stuff happen. He's got a very similar style to Eze. And I'm not saying it's going to be similar, but what would our attack look like if you had Eze and Grealish having a similar partnership to Eze and Elise? I'm not saying that Grealish is Elise. I would just say that straight away. But if they had that kind of chemistry where they come together and they work together to get their way out of sticky situations, I feel like that would be very good. Because Sarr and Eze doesn't really do it, but with Grealish, you could have the ability to, you know, ignite that kind of football again, that intricate play, the silky passes, the skills that could come back to Crystal Palace again. You never know. Now you might be asking, why am I even talking about this guy? Because I can see everyone, and I can see the 27 comments that I'm not read, because I can see these guys laughing and cackling while I'm talking here. But you might be thinking, why am I even talking about this guy? This guy was rubbish last year. 1 goal, 1 assist. That 1 goal was against us. Typical Palace. What does Nate say? Charity Professional Football Club. Sorry, mate. I stole your thunder. But there are links with him going to Everton. And he's gutted about it. 35 million quid. For a 29-year-old, that's quite a lot of money. But bear in mind that Man City have spent £100 million on him. I think that they, if anything, they should be wanting more money than that. Let's be real. But if you read that article, Man City prefer a loan. And I think Crystal Palace would prefer a loan if we were to go with this player. And I do think that he'd probably prefer us as a team. You know, we can offer European football. They can't. We can offer him living in London. They can't. Would you rather live in Liverpool or London? I'd say it's pretty self-explanatory. Because, you know, the nightlife and the drink is probably better in London. Yes, you know, he does lack a little bit of the alcoholism. And, you know, we won a trophy recently, so he could get on the beers a little bit sooner than ever. And you never know. That's all I'm saying. But with all the things he's learned from City, you know, to defend, the work rate, to be in the right position, the European experience, and then having that raw ability that he showed at Aston Villa. If he comes to Palace, you just say, look, you've got all this ability, you know what to do in Europe, just go out and enjoy yourself. I reckon that he could be a menace on that right-hand side for us. But only for a loan, which is why I started this whole thing of saying his wages, it has to be maximum. We pay 100 grand a week. That's the absolute max. They have to fork out the extra 200. But I feel like Grealish wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think he'd take a pay cut, but I think he'd also see this as an opportunity. He's 29 years old. He's been called £100 million flop. He's had an awful season. He's got something to prove. He could come to us and have let's say he has an amazing season. He could come to us and reinvent himself, get himself back into that City team, or at 30 years old, actually get himself that final big move somewhere abroad to actually play the rest of his career out. He's got something to prove there. So I think the wages is probably the biggest thing. Convincing him is another thing. But the question I pitched to you guys is, after all of that, would you take Jack Grealish at Crystal Palace on loan for the season?
Not for me.
No.
And that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
It's not even just the wages; just too much baggage. It's just the party inside of him. He's just always out.
Yeah, I'd have to ask: is his mindset correct for Palace? Is Glasner going to be able to control him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But he's got a very big decision to make because it's a World Cup year as well.
And this could be his best chance at getting in that squad because he's not going to play at City.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to have someone like him come in and upset the apple cart. To be honest.
And that's fair. That's why it's a hear me out.
Sean has been killing me in the chat.
Sean has been on fire.
Do you guys want to go through some comments for what has happened since I've been talking? And while you guys do that, I will put the link in the chat so Tim can come and cuss me because I know he wants
to. Yeah, let's. Yeah, so let's see. There's been a lot of comments since
the worst part about it was I could see you guys laughing there because I had the comments off. But the worst part about it is I could hear Rihanna cackling in the background as well. So to be fair, I think I held my composure really well.
You did. Mary says, my dad hates the players who ditched Ireland to play for England. He'd be very conflicted. Tim Davis says 100%. No. Sean says, next segment, please.
That's the bit I had me.
that was the dog says, just put it in the bag, dude. Jason says, Grealish is funny. His salary would be a third of Palace's entire wage bill. Alexander says, JC, there is Galaxy Rainbow. What galaxy are you in, bro? And then we got Richard, go back up paternity.
I'm head out.
Durford says, essays are starting, in my opinion, if essay goes. Which I think there was a reply to that one as well. Jason also follows up by saying, oh, that wasn't my one.
I'm grabbing at straws here.
It says McAtee's wages are too high and Grealish's are 3 times of McAtee. Tim says, even if I buy this, JC, and I don't, isn't Grealish a touchline winger? How does he fit into this system?
Because he has played attacking midfield, and when playing attacking midfield, he has drifted both ways. So I do think if you can play him on that right-sided 10, if Eze does go, he will fit into that very well. But also on that right side, I think he can also play that role. I can see him shaking his head there. I can see it.
We'll bring you in a minute, Tim. Sean says, anyone know if Back of the Nest alive? He follows up. He just disliked the stream. He said, no one is asking this question, JC. These are just going to be Sean's comments because he's just been on. He has the wages of a small Caribbean island nation.
All I'm going to do is, for my best bits thing, I've just put 50 minutes onwards because I'm getting cooked here.
Ree says, drink off between Jack and Rich. Rich doesn't have the drinking title no more. He'd have to. It'd be Jack versus me. Sean says, "I'll be honest, no one was even listening." Colin says, "JC, you're not yourself when you've eaten because you're at the first test stages of changing into an American werewolf." Spiritual says, "Palace is Christian FC. We don't want any drunk pagans."
I put a lot of effort into researching this.
Aiden says, though, I'd take Grealish.
I like you, Aiden. Big up, Aiden. The rest of you pagans.
Spiritual said for 35 million, City can keep him. Colin says, Jason talking about Grealish like he's too far, too furious, drifting. Evening, Tim.
Are you drunk? I have to go to a meeting, but can we just clear this up?
Tim's
you
about
drunk?
to get fired just to cuss me. Like, this is crazy business.
Are you actually drunk?
No.
Okay. I have concerns. Because
Okay,
if you were drunk,
when I had the take originally, I may have had a few vodka and cokes and a few
Fair enough.
beers.
Fair enough. Okay.
I sort of had to justify it when I made the thumbnail, so I had to lock in.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's a. I don't even know if you can call that a hear me out. Is that like? I don't know what to call that. I'm glad you're not drunk now. I'm glad to hear that you were drunk when you came up.
I wasn't
this.
drunk. I was just feeling nice.
6 one way, half a dozen the other.
Oh man.
So Tim, what's your thoughts on the updates on the transfer window so far?
No, I mean, so I got to go to a meeting, but like quickly on this, I don't believe Martinez. I mean, it'd be great, but I don't believe it. I do believe Kassan. I think that is genuinely possible, especially after Saudi has come out and the manager said, "I want him, but I don't think that I don't think he's staying." So I think that's good. It's all about keeping the manager happy. The best thing about, like, the number one thing that I think I'm happy about, I think Mark, still a chance he goes. I think Arsenal fans are full on delusional. Like, unless something radically changes, Ebbs ain't going. I don't see it. They are straight delusional. They are pitching, at least in these stories that I'm reading, that they're not going to pay the full 68 million, and they'll pay a little bit more up front, but only like 30 million pounds. But the release clause was 35 million pounds. Delusional. Like, he ain't going unless something dramatic happens. The only thing that could change that, which you were talking about earlier, is if Spurs come in after Maddison went down and said, "Hey, we'll pay the release clause." If they come in with that, that would make me more nervous. But Arsenal, unserious. Sorry, if there are any Arsenal fans on here, I'm feeling blame JC. I'm feeling spicy. He got me all fired up with this Grealish nonsense.
Was it that or the ginger comment?
No, I don't mind that. It's all white. Like, I don't mind that. I grew the beard so I could actually see the like specks of red that are still there. I mean, no, man. I'm like, I am borderline senior citizen. I know where I'm at. That doesn't matter. But like, it's all very, very strange. I hope Cassandra's real. I think unless something really weird happens, Ebbs is staying. Mark, I don't know. I hope so, but we'll see. I have a meeting, so I have to peace out here. I gotta
See you later,
go.
Tim. Don't let
See ya.
the anger follow you to your meeting.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, got it off my chest.
Take it.
I did start a poll.
Survey.
I stand corrected. I started a survey. Jack Grealish, is JC talking ish? 24 votes, so thank you very much for getting involved on this one. 83% of the vote say yes. 16% of the vote say no.
16% of you have sense.
Get out of here.
I mean, if we're being really real, yeah, the viewers went up when I started talking about Grealish. So I know people are going to click off of this now. That's all I'm saying. The viewership went up. It's going down. That's all I'm saying. I feel like the take was valid. Guys, thanks for watching.
Let's just debate this transfer window.
Well, I need to ask, was that
Rich.
60% you just using all your burners to click no?
I mean, what's 60% of however many votes? Like,
I don't know. Oh, Dev has actually answered that. 60% is 4 people, including JC. How many burners you got?
2. Well, 1 technically. My account and then another one. Is the poll still live?
I ended it.
You should have left it. I could have logged in. Put it up to 20% at least. So, Rich, thoughts on the transfer window, and do you think the Europe debacle is affecting our business?
Yeah, I mean, this is the big debate as it stands. For me personally, I think we can't be using. I think we're just making too many excuses, and I'm glad Glasner has come out and said what he needed to say, because, all right, let's just say we didn't finish in a European spot, we would have still had a kitty already ready for the window. So we've got access to 2 million of it, and that's it. You know, and I'm sure we would have had anything closer to like 40 million from the season just ended. Now, add to the fact that we then won the FA Cup, which generated money, TV revenue as well. That's added money and whatnot. Surely, I think there was a report saying we've got about 90 million to work with before we even think about any PSR trouble. You know, so I don't understand why we're being so slow this window. I hate this whole thing about, we might need to sell to buy. Why? It's crap. I'm sorry, it is rubbish. And yeah, the whole Europe thing is an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Nicky, do you follow the same?
I completely agree on that. I think the club is using this excuse of the Europe debacle, but at the same time, no matter what, that excuse falls apart because a player linked with Palace is going to look at Crystal Palace and be like, no matter what, they are guaranteed European football. That is still extra games. That is still a higher stage of football than just domestic league, domestic cups.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why the club has been dragging their feet in this. A free signing and then obviously bring in Sosa. That's it. And Glasner said we are going to have another poor start like we did at the start of the window. And I think he must either be raging at the club trying to get players in and then thinking, if I don't get the players in, I'm walking.
I mean, we need to remember that he walked from Frankfurt for the same thing.
Exactly. If we're not going to back another manager because we already downsized our numbers, we still had one of the smallest squad lists in the Premier League last season. So this whole thing of selling to buy, we shouldn't be doing that when we've already got a small squad, and we need to increase that number to allow for Europe because we are going to need rotation options. So I think this transfer window has been shocking, and I don't want to use the excuse of, we don't know what European competition we're in, because we are in a European competition. It might be one or the other, but it is still Europe. So it is ridiculous. And whether or not, money has been funneled in for that god's-forsaken newsstand, which is just keeps rising costs every single year, I don't even know.
It's at 200 million or so now.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Parish has got to put his money where his mouth is, because he's been saying we're going to the next level. We're at the next level, but we need to invest to stay at this level because this is our first ever European experience. I'd like to do this again next year. I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to do this again next year.
Even if we don't do it again next year, I just want us to represent ourselves well in this one.
Yeah,
maybe it's a case of now that obviously one American is gone and one American is in. Maybe it's a case of Parish is trying to find out how much funds he can get to add to whatever balance we had before the whole owner situation went on. But now that he's in, I think Parish is still trying to find out how much he can get to add to the accounts.
And also, for us to actually, like I said, go to that next level and stay there, we're going to have to invest because we ain't got a big enough squad for European football. Yes, the private jet looks great. You've changed the damn headrest. But, like, we're going to have to invest in the squad. You have to, or we're just going to... Like, put it this way, we could, in theory, we could lose that game, and then there's no European football. We're going to have to invest and make a team that we can go there and say, look, this team deserves to play European football. We've built on what we've done last year on a shoestring, really. And for me, that's what we have to do. If we want to move up in the table like we've been saying he wants to, you're going to... The only thing that correlates to it is money. Yes, it is disappointing. We earned Europa League football, but now we're in the Conference League. We've done everything we can. It's with Cass. We just have to do what's in front of us now.
Yeah, I just want to answer spiritual. It is a higher level of football because we've never been in this. We've only just played domestics. We've only ever played inside our own country. This is the first time we are venturing into Europe. So yes, it might not feel like it because it is the third tier of UEFA's competitions, but it is still a brand new competition for us. And I think us not thinking that it is a higher level because we are facing teams that from around Europe that are of the similar or even higher caliber than us at the moment is far too arrogant for us to be saying.
And we need to remember that all the other teams in the Premier League alone that haven't got European football, we are instantly more desirable than those teams because we've got something that they don't this season.
But are we desirable if we don't act?
And that's the next part of it. We're only desirable if we show ambition. We're not showing the ambition right now. We're really not. If it's true, I want to say, if it's true, an opening bid for Gessan of £2 million when he's valued at 25-30, we look like a joke there. Let's be real. If that is true, we look like a joke. Would he want to join a team that does that? Probably not. All the players that are currently at Palace thinking, oh, we need to upgrade or I'm gone. They're probably thinking, I don't know. It works both ways.
It does. I think, look, we have to look like we're showing ambition. That's all we got to do. Even if we get rejected by players, so be it. Just show, like...
And I think it's mad because we showed ambition with all this Diamundi stuff. We're all sitting there going, yes.
That was intense. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just show the intent. We did. Like, we were like, raw. We're not playing around here. Like, and it just seemed as if like there was that good report and stuff. If he then says, listen, sack it off, at least we've tried. At least we've tried. Like, Newcastle's been rejected by everyone so far.
Yeah, if we pay the money that Sporting want for Diamundi and he turns around and goes, you know what, I don't fancy it, fine. We agreed a fee for a top level player. Let's just go and use that fee for someone else. Buy some, like, you know, Bissek. He might have said he wants to fight for his place, but you know, we could go there and say, oh, we might be able to pay more than you than there. We have European football. It might not be the European football you're gonna play, but you know, if we get you, we could get him and him and him. We might actually win the thing and Like, you can sell the story and the project to higher profile players, and you know, just that little bit of intent goes a long way for the fans, for the players, and probably for the manager as well.
And Jason, this is it, and this is what I keep saying. When, as a club, we've got to think about buying a player who's going to threaten your starting 11. Yes, you may have to get some players for like cover or depth, but if you're buying someone that's just going to sit on the bench, the first team players are going like, this is a luxury.
This will be like, Gessan will be a massive wake up call for Sarr. Even though he had an incredible season, it could push Sarr that little bit further.
It's going to have to, because Gessan's going to be like, hey, I'm coming to start. You know, and that's how we've got to be thinking. Like, obviously, the Nketiah one was just off the back of the fact that we thought Mateta was going. Otherwise, I don't think we made that signing, to be honest. But at the end of the day, look, Chilwell came in. Yes, it was a short loan, but how much? We were talking about Mitchell needs to be benched. Like, and then Chilwell comes in, and then Mitchell was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the competition we need. You know, and realistically, and it actually goes to Rexy's point here. Get that centre back in there. Get a centre back who's going to challenge, even if Mark stays, someone that's going to challenge the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then at least if Mark goes, we know we've got a ready-made quality centre back. Get a centre midfielder in, because we don't know what's happening with Czech Corey. I do hope he comes back, because he was so good for us that first season. I really hope he gets lucky with his fitness this season and stuff. And then get that 10, irregardless of where Ebbs goes. If Ebbs goes, get 2, but get 1 in right now. We get those 3 signings, I think we're okay. Because 3 signings if we don't lose Mark and Ebbs, 5 if we do, if we lose both of them. I think we're ready for the season.
Mm-hmm. Cool, guys. Looking to wrap there. Are we anything else we want to chat about?
I don't think there's anything else.
No, I think that's everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. This one may have run over a little bit. Let us know if you enjoyed the live versions of Transfer Weekly more than the video versions. But guys, thank you very much for watching from the whole panel. Big up yourself, and don't roast me in the comments when it goes to a normal video. And you can go and re-watch it. Do not go and cuss me in the actual comments. Leave it all in the live chat.
Do it, please. It'll be so fun.
No. Guys, thanks for watching. Up the Palace. Eagles. Let's hope the outro.